Hello, fellow English crafters. Take a moment to get comfortable. Today's story is waiting for us, and I invite you to simply listen and let the words flow naturally around you. There's no pressure, just let the story unfold. Shall we begin?
Maya had always been what people called a free spirit. Like a bird that couldn't quite find the right branch to rest on, she moved from one living situation to another, never feeling truly settled. Her apartment was a collection of mismatched furniture, borrowed items, and temporary solutions that had somehow become permanent. Every morning, she would sit at her kitchen table, a wobbly piece she had found on the street corner 3 years ago, trying to focus on her work as a freelance graphic designer. But concentration felt like trying to catch smoke with her bare hands. The morning light was too harsh through the thin curtains. The neighbor's dog barked incessantly. Her laptop charger had to be positioned just so or it wouldn't work. Everything felt like an uphill battle. "I need to get my act together," she would tell herself, using an expression her mother always said. But somehow, days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and nothing really changed. Maya felt like she was swimming against the current, making little progress despite all her efforts. One rainy Tuesday morning, as Maya struggled to find her favorite coffee mug among the cluttered dishes, she had what her grandmother would have called an aha moment. She paused, coffee grounds scattered across the counter, and looked around her space with fresh eyes. "What if," she thought aloud, "what if my environment is working against me instead of with me?" It was like a light bulb had been switched on in her mind. Maya realized that she had been trying to force herself to be productive in a space that wasn't designed for success. She had been putting the cart before the horse, expecting results without creating the right conditions. That afternoon, instead of diving into her usual work projects, Maya did something different. She took out a notebook and began to write down how she wanted to feel in her space. "Calm," she wrote, "focused, inspired, peaceful." She thought about the times when she had felt most creative and productive. They were always in carefully designed spaces: a quiet corner of a well-organized cafe, her friend Sarah's bright, minimalist studio, or that co-working space she had visited once with floor-to-ceiling windows. Maya knew she couldn't spread her wings properly in her current environment. Like a bird trying to build a nest with broken twigs, she had been working with whatever was available instead of gathering the right materials. The next weekend, Maya decided to take the bull by the horns and completely transform her space. She started with her work area, understanding that this would be the heart of her daily life. First, she moved her desk near the window, where natural light could embrace her work throughout the day. She invested in a good lamp for evening hours, one that cast warm, gentle light, rather than the harsh fluorescent bulb she had been using. Maya discovered that creating an ideal environment wasn't about spending a fortune. It was about being intentional with every choice. She found a beautiful plant at the local market, a peace lily that would help purify the air and bring a sense of life to her corner. She organized her art supplies in clear containers, so everything had its proper place and could be found at a moment's notice. The transformation wasn't just physical. As Maya arranged her space thoughtfully, she felt something shifting inside her as well. Each small change was like adding a feather to her nest, making it more comfortable and supportive of her dreams. She replaced the wobbly table with a sturdy desk from a thrift shop, one that didn't shake every time she moved her mouse. She hung inspiring artwork on the walls, not expensive pieces, but images that made her heart sing when she looked at them. A photograph of soaring eagles, a painting of a peaceful mountain lake, a quote that reminded her that the sky is the limit. Maya also realized that her ideal environment extended beyond just the physical space. She began to pay attention to the sounds, smells, and even the energy of her home. She created a morning routine that included opening the windows to let fresh air circulate. She discovered that certain types of music helped her focus better than others. She started burning a lavender candle during work hours, which created a sense of calm and ritual around her creative time. As the weeks passed, Maya noticed remarkable changes. Her productivity soared like an eagle catching a thermal current. Projects that used to take her all day were completed in a few focused hours. She found herself waking up excited to start work, rather than dragging her feet and putting off important tasks. Friends and family began to notice the change too. "You seem different," her sister remarked during a video call. "More settled, more confident." Maya smiled, looking around her transformed space. "I finally learned how to build my nest properly," she replied. But the real revelation came when Maya realized that creating an ideal environment wasn't a one-time project. It was an ongoing practice. Just like birds continuously add to and adjust their nests, she learned to regularly evaluate and improve her space. She would ask herself questions like, "What's working well? What's holding me back? What small change could make a big difference?" Maya also began to apply this principle to other areas of her life. She cleaned out her digital environment, organizing her computer files and unsubscribing from emails that cluttered her inbox. She was more selective about the people she spent time with, choosing to nurture relationships that supported her growth rather than drained her energy. She even applied the concept to her daily schedule, creating routines and boundaries that protected her most productive hours. Maya learned that saying no to certain commitments was actually saying yes to her dreams and goals. One evening, as Maya sat in her transformed workspace, watching the sunset through her window, she reflected on her journey. She had learned that success wasn't just about working harder or being more disciplined. It was about creating conditions that naturally supported her best work and happiest self. Her space now felt like a true sanctuary, a place where creativity could take flight and dreams could grow strong roots. The morning light that once felt harsh now seemed to dance across her desk with gentle encouragement. The sounds from outside, while still present, no longer felt like distractions, but rather like the gentle background music of a life being lived fully. Maya had discovered that building your ideal environment is really about building your ideal life, one thoughtful choice at a time. Like a master architect, she had designed a space that didn't just house her body, but nurtured her soul and supported her ambitions. As she prepared for bed that night, Maya felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She had learned to create not just a place to work, but a place to thrive. Her nest was complete, and she was finally ready to soar.
As our story settles like autumn leaves, let's gather the beautiful words we've discovered today. Like a harvest of language, these words are ready to nourish your growing English garden. Maya was a free spirit, someone who values freedom and lives life on their own terms. She learned to get her act together, which means to organize herself and become more focused. When she had her breakthrough moment, we could say that a light bulb went on in her mind, a sudden understanding or realization. Maya decided to take the bull by the horns and transform her space, meaning she took control of the situation with determination and courage. She discovered that the sky is the limit when we create the right conditions for success, showing us that our potential is boundless when we build our lives thoughtfully and intentionally. Like any craftsperson, you're building your skills one word, one story, one moment at a time. These words are now part of your growing collection. Thank you for joining me in this mindful practice of language learning. Until next time, keep crafting with patience and joy.